Hello and welcome back to another episode of We Should Cook That. This week we're going to preserve, located in Annapolis, Maryland, to recreate a kale dish to trump all kale dishes. To start, we're going to be making pepper jelly. Being from the north, this mysterious substance is an enigma to me, but I believe that we will prevail. Despite being made of primarily peppers, this jelly is very sweet. So in addition to the red bell pepper, which is also sweet, we're going to be chopping up one jalapeno, seeds included, along with one habanero pepper to give our jelly a nice balance of sweet and heat. One thing to add here is to make sure you wash your hands thoroughly after and or wear gloves while handling spicy peppers like these. Trust me. So now that we've avoided catastrophe, let's get these guys into a small saucepan, along with 1 tablespoon of gelatin, and half a cup of apple cider vinegar. Now, if you remember in last week's episode, the lobster water steamed out and dripped into my induction burner, but I decided to try it out anyways. Here's how it sounds. In hopes to avoid an electrical fire, I decided to switch over to my gas burner. With this newfound source of heat, we're going to be bringing our pepper and vinegar mixture to a rolling boil, at which point we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. Bring this back to a boil and let it boil for exactly 1 minute. After this, your jelly should start to look like jelly. Go ahead and transfer this into way too large of a mason jar and let's get started on our cumin yogurt sauce. This sauce consists of about a cup of yogurt, 1 clove of garlic, half teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and some salt to taste. Add these to a food processor and pulse to combine. Make sure to give it a taste test, and then let's get started on the main event. Much to the chagrin of many of you watching this, the secret to creating kale that doesn't suck is to deep fry it. To do this, we need to create a batter. Start by combining a cup of all-purpose flour with 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a heavy pinch of salt, some fresh cracked pepper, and a teaspoon of baking powder. To this, we're going to add a cup of cold sparkling water and whisk to combine. Once your batter is the consistency of a thin pancake batter, cover your pieces of kale liberally and place carefully into a pot of 350-degree oil. After a minute or two, your kale chips should come out looking just like this. Once you've acquired a small army of kale chips, let's begin to assemble our dish, starting with the kale on the bottom. Feel free to gobble up any pieces that break off and use this patented flicking technique to clean off your plate. After the kale, we're going to be adding our sweet and spicy pepper jelly, followed soon thereafter by our cumin yogurt sauce. And lastly, a bit of chopped red onion to top it all off. And with that, you have a dish that I personally would have never created nor even thought of on my own accord. It is simple, balanced, light, clean, and complex all in its own right, and I will for sure be making this in the years to come. For those of you folks in Annapolis, I beg you to visit, preserve, and give this a try, as you will not be disappointed. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more content in the future.